Hello and welcome once again to the never-ending non-stop slumber party. I'm going to be showing my Superbaby comics because I think that's not a subject a lot of people have tackled in YouTube videos. Lots of Bronze Age Marvel and so forth out there, but this is something a little different. Not everybody collects these, but I do. I quite enjoy them actually. Here I have Superbaby. This is our Superboy number 76, which of course has Superbaby on the cover. And this is also notable for being the first appearance of Beppo the Super Monkey. And this is a pretty amusing little story. Here's another one. This one has Superbaby on Krypton with no powers, swinging around. This is one of the stories, I guess, before Krypton explodes. And we see here one of the Kryptonian thought beasts, who I find quite funny. They carry these gigantic screens on their heads that shows you what they're thinking about doing to you, which actually seems pretty intimidating to me. That would freak me out, I think. And there's a good backup story with Krypto and introducing Kali, Krypto's sweetheart, and that's a pretty funny story as well. Okay, and here we have one where Superbaby is about to punch this guy's head off, and the Kents are really worried that that's what's going to happen. Somehow Superbaby acquired a boxing glove. I don't quite know where he got that from. But anyway, that's a good story. You always got to worry about Superbaby's strength. I mean, of course, I realize that if such a thing as Superbaby actually existed, the actual situation would be probably pretty catastrophic. But this is the whimsical 60s Silver Age, and that's the way we like it. And here's an untold story, one of these ones that sort of tells you something that happened, supposedly, that hadn't been covered before. Superbaby's first foster parents. Like this, he's picking up, I remember in the original story there's like a little Superbaby. I think he's picking up a crib. In this case they sort of outdid it by having the crib full of kids. So yeah, what do we got here? Oh yeah, this one. I think this one is quite distinctive because I'm pretty sure it's a Neil Adams cover. I can really tell by the face of this guy running away. I don't know, there's just something very Neil Adams about that. I just think everything about this, it just says it's Neil Adams, even his pose. And so it's pretty unique because Neil Adams probably didn't do a whole lot of Superbaby covers. I think that he was doing some Superboy covers during this period. I think I've got a few of those. And of course this one's really fun because Superbaby goes on a rampage and just starts wrecking stuff, and until Ma Kent lures him with her pancakes. Yep, that's actually the story. And I love them. They're hilarious. And here's one where we got Superbaby wearing a tiny little Superman costume, which I don't think actually happens in the story. He's lifting a bear over his head, which most babies can't do, so that's pretty impressive. I don't think I've ever seen that. And here's another one where he's going on a rampage. One's from Adventure Comics, number 299. And I think this is an imaginary story where he's quite a bratty little kid, and I think he gets adopted by some gangsters, or I think they're sort of like a combination of being gangsters and evil kings and queens in a made-up sort of country. If you can dig it. So yeah, and here's of course we have the Kents once again at the bottom, but they're glad that they didn't adopt this baby or something. Yeah. Which, you know, I know that the first thing I'd say if I saw a baby destroying a giant bridge is I'm glad that I didn't adopt him. I mean, that makes sense. Okay, I think I have a few more Superbabies. That's all I'll show. I don't want to overdo it. But some piece of good news in terms of purchasing was just the other day I got all these cartoon sets for only $8 each at a certain grocery store. So I was pretty happy about that. They were just sitting there in the bin, and so I picked this one up. This is great. This was like the 80s version of the Super Friends, which sort of stepped it up a bit with I don't know, some sort of tighter writing, and you get to see Darkseid, of course, and then it also has some of what they call them, the ethnic characters or whatever, like El Dorado, who, strangely enough, El Dorado is quite enjoyable. You know, sometimes when they create a character specifically for, just to sort of bring in another culture or whatever, sometimes it's not that good, not enough thought has gone into it, But anyway, El Dorado is fairly enjoyable, and there's one part where he dresses almost like Orion to fight Calabac, which is kind of interesting. So for New Gods fans, that's right at the end, I think, the last episode, which is great. And then, of course, I also got this from the Superman animated series. Volume 2. I watched a bit of this so far, and it has the first appearance of Mix's Pitalik, which is quite funny and actually references the original first appearance from way back when quite a bit, which I've read in the Greatest Superman Stories Ever Told. And then Justice League Unlimited, you can see the sticker there for $7.99 because I haven't unwrapped this one yet. But as I recall, I've watched this before, as I recall, what it ended up being is almost like a combination of Secret Society of Supervillains mixed with the Challenge of the Super Friends, just in terms of, I remember the villains have a similar looking kind of Legion of Doom headquarters and stuff. I think the Darkseid and the gang come in towards the end of this, but I love this series because it just brought in, you just never knew who was going to come in next. The opening intro, I think of the original Justice League, was better. It was really epic, and this one was sort of okay. It had like electric guitar, but it's a great series for just all the various characters. You just sort of never knew who was going to pop up next. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to watching these this New Year's weekend, long weekend, and hope everyone out there has a great New Year's.